if one of these hit God JJ, it could be detrimental to him, and he only has his flash and 90 caliber net to reposition himself. So having that cleanse allows him to potentially use it to reposition himself in a better spot away from one of these stunts or slows.
Yeah, I'm looking at the positions for both teams now. I think, you know, all our speculation at the start didn't really work out because it does look like it's going to be a standard matchup given how it looks like. But IPT actually, they might be looking for a level 1 invade.
IPT, one of the first few teams we've seen so far that don't go for that fan out at level 1. Instead, aggressively attacking this bottom side of the jungle. So the rest of Azubu Taipei snipers, they don't need to fan out anymore. They know where IPT are and are going to group up accordingly.
So are we going to see IPT go for what?
I don't know. Riven just decided to jump around everywhere.
So are we going to see a delayed invade from IPT? Actually, it does look like that's going to be the case. They are dedicating quite a lot of time to this.
Oh God, JJ might get caught out here. He's gonna turn the corner. Hatred might be able to get a stun on the God JJ. Decides to just whack him with that Zeta plate. Smack.
The auto attack is more important.
Auto attacks are strong. Look at the blue orbs coming in.
Yeah, so I guess for IPT, not as successful there at the end of the day. And
Super Taipei snipers, they're going to respond to this by going into the blue buff of IPT. But IPT didn't even go for an invade, so this is going to be interesting coming out.
So we might see actually the blue buff being taken away from
Hero is actually going to put down a ward onto that blue buff, so he does know that Winds and Zonda are going to start on that one. Let's see if he tries to annoy them a little bit, run in and get some damage out of his light. Forces Aurelion to go the long way around. Stops him from being lazy.
So we do have that Riven and Zed in the mid lane, so I think there's a lot of skill matchup involved. And I think it's very common back in 2013 to see this matchup and Assassin against Assassin. Well, technically Riven is not really an Assassin, but with the kind of burst damage that he can put out, he can easily snipe a person from 100 to 0 very quickly.
I feel like this is going to easily backfire on Imperium Pro Team, making Hatred run up to this blue buff to help Rebenga take it down faster. It's going to allow that 650 range Caitlyn, along with her Zyra support, who also has good range, to zone out Sivir early on, soak up the experience, and hit level 2 before Leona can. However, Evelyn is here, so we might see something happen. We're going to see Rebenga coming around the back. Hatred has that stun pop. We'll get the stun to God JJ. 90 caliber would not be enough. There's that cleanse though. Exhaust will go down to God JJ, but he'll just walk away casually. There's the value of that cleanse.
Yeah, exactly. So he will blow that cleanse, but like you mentioned, it's on a very low cooldown, so it's not gonna affect God JJ too much.
Wind's gonna come in for a gank though. Light just used his broken wings to try and jump away. Aurelion's gonna dash onto him, throws down those shurikens and the auto attacks with the ignite. Wind throws the barrel, will hit Light, but the shield will be enough to block out the damage, and a flash away will be more than enough to escape from that one. But a good gank coming out from Azubu Taipei snipers, and fantastic job from Aurelio to abuse Light's aggressive play and punish him for it.
Yeah, but Winds now is moving down to the bottom lane. I think he wants to make the level advantage count as well.
Just being a little bit of a vandal right now.
Yeah, he's being that vandal, just going as he pleases, even though he's even Mundo.
So you can already see how Fear and Hatred are taking a ton of auto attack harass coming in from Caitlyn in the bottom lane. A lot of that is credited to the fact that Hatred won't be able to hit level 3 anytime soon due to the fact he did go to help Rebenga out with the blue buff, costing him a little bit of lane experience and also Fear a ton of health in terms of damage being dished out by Caitlyn.
Yeah, and I think the key thing to look out for. Oh wait,
So
hold
you
on.
see Rebecca runs right up to Oriel, says hello, and runs away.
Yeah, so
He's gonna go around the back though, but most likely
you have
just
to watch
put
out
a
for
ward
Winston,
down.
though.
Here comes Winston, he's gonna body slam in, no, gets stunned out by Adrian, flashes for that body slam, if I'm not mistaken, throws on the barrel, Peacemaker will not be enough to take down Sivir there, so a little bit of an overzealous gang coming out from Gragas, I feel. They were way too far back, Flash to get the body slam off. Peacemaker was definitely not enough or high enough in terms of level to pick up the kill there.
Yeah, so he doesn't have the burst damage as well because it's level 3, so I can only assume that that barrel is only at the very first level, so kind of an impatient gang as well, but at least he showed that presence.
Here comes Evelyn though, up into the top lane. Slice has been hit by Zonda, uses the dice to get away from this one. Rebengo just gets some free damage down. Zonda just calls the meek in his face to get some lifesteal off of that, and also some damage down to Evelyn as well. You need to be really careful when you go for a gank against Renekton, especially when he hits level 6 or when his Fury is at half or at maximum, because he can really dish out the hurt onto 2 members of the opposition's team with ease.
Yeah, not only that, you know, there's that deception when you think that you got Renekton down, and then he's just gonna stun you up and then heal back up with the Call to Make as well. So you don't really want to gank up the Renekton unless you are very confident of doing so. And you know, back into the mid lane, Oriel now putting on the hurt onto Light. And yeah, even in the top lane, some back and forth, even trades. And I guess for IPT, if they drag this out long enough, they will eventually find themselves in the lead because of the fact that Hatred has the target spray, so that goal sharing is going to put them in the goal lead.
So we can see up in the top lane, good use of the harass coming out from Renekton, using his auto attack before his W and after his W before the call to make. We do see Light goes aggressive against Oriel in the mid lane with Rebenga waiting in the mid. We do see Awe gets taken down incredibly low. Hatred steps on a trap, takes a Peacemaker to the face as Fear gets some return damage down onto God JJ, but this huge range of Zyra and Caitlyn turns around the fight. So you do see Hero has to flash away from an aggressive engage coming in from Gragas and Zonda, diving past the tower, popping the Dominus to get that extra health and damage down, but not able to lock him down at all. Now back in the bottom lane, Hatred gets a lot of damage down to Aoi, but we see Fear has already been shoved out of his way. So despite the huge damage and lockdown potential of this bot lane duo coming in from Imperium Pro Team, Super Taipei Sniper's range and disengage potential of the bottom lane and lockdown potential coming from Zyra's grasping roots. More than enough of them. Oriel takes a lot of damage this mid lane from Light.
Yeah, and down in the bottom lane as well, I think you have to credit the beauty of the Doran shield, because that effectively negated a lot of damage from both Hatred and Fear. So at least for Aoi now, he has that Spell Thieves, so that is gonna help him gain some gold in the meantime, and just like what we kind of predicted, using that range to really abuse down this bottom lane.
Fear walks back into the lane, is a level behind both Awe and God JJ, and instantly under his own tower takes half his health in terms of damage and harass.
That is not a good situation to be in. Rebenga, he wants to make an impact, but he doesn't have level 6 yet, so that ultimate is not available for him, and let's see how this gang is gonna work out. He's poised to go in for the fight here, but the pink ward is just gonna spot him out.
You really need to set up ganks for Evelyn. It's really hard for her to force a gank herself, despite her being incredibly despite it being incredibly hard to spot her out due to her invisibility, you really need to set up those gangs, because she provides the damage but no crowd control until level 6, so Hatred and Fear need to be a bit more aggressive before she comes in and try to get that pig ward, or pig wards I should say, cleared around the river, so that it's a bit easier for Rebenga to use his invisibility to gank in different lanes of the map.
Yeah, and so far for the junglers, especially for Rebenga, we have seen a lot of map movements, but it has resulted to nothing so far. And at least for Wins now, because he can somewhat know where Rebenga is, he has been farming up his own jungle camps. That's why we start to see the CS difference. And you know, even up in the top lane, Zonda against Hero, we start to see that CS difference now. Zonda in the huge lead, just 8 minutes on it. This was something that we kind of expected as well, because Renekton should be able to do well against Shyvana from at least level 1 to 7. So that's the case, and Hero really needs to kind of find a way to claw back into this one like the Dragon she is. And Fear is just gonna take the ace in the hole in the face. Taipei Snipers applying pressure down in the bottom lane against Fear and Hatred, but Rebenga is just right around the corner. He does have that Agnes Embrace, so if Hatred is able to set up one good gank, that is goal time for IPT.
Rebenga spots the trap in front of him. Wins is also rotating up to the top lane. May actually start a blue buff in Imperium Pro Team's jungle, as Rebenga is in his bottom lane. Actually go for the initiative, gets the solo flare off into Awe, but we do see E steps on the trap. There goes the disengage potential coming in from Zyra. Gotcha is getting a lot of damage down onto Fear. Whoa. And Rebenga here. As Rebenga flashes into the tower to pick up the kill onto Zyra. But will there be another pick up? Yes, they do get first blood, but they do return to kill themselves. Peacemaker will not be enough to take down Hatred, as we do see a kill in the mid lane at the same time. Oriel gets taken down by Riven there, but crazy aggression coming out from Rebenga, trying to escape with his life, but not able to do so.
And the key play there was that Rebenga stepped on the trap. If he was able to really dodge out of the way from that one, get the Agnes Embrace a little earlier, that might be a different story altogether. So trading the jungler for the support and with the red buff as well, I don't think that's what IPT really wants to achieve there. So Taipei Snipers coming out here, but meanwhile, like you know, just like what you mentioned, like picking up the solo kill against Oriel, I think that's very crucial for them. But despite the fact that they do have that kill lead, they are still down by 500 gold, and Taipei Snipers still leading in this game.
You can already see top lane Zonda is going really aggressive against Hero. Hero takes a ton of damage. Unlike Renekton though, his sustain is incredibly limited. He's about 25 minions behind Renekton up in that top lane as well. Huge disparity between the two.
Yep, so we do see Awe now upgrading that item to the Fang, and meanwhile in the mid lane, Light takes a whole lot of damage.
He's gone. That casket will be enough to take him down. So Oriel gets a return kill. Now Awe spotted out Rebenga in this jungle, getting a lot of slowdown to him. Wins is getting his body slammed out to try and get closer to Rebenga and eventually get the slowdown. Will not be able to stun him with that last grasping root, as we do see a fantastic solo flare coming out from Leona to stop the advancement of the Azubu Taipei Snipers, but with that harass they got down onto Evelyn, they'll be able to pick up this dragon, especially with the kill down the mid. Boomerang! Ouch! Will take down Awe incredibly low.
Yeah, but they're not too concerned. They are more interested to take down the dragon, and yep, they will do so. They will extend the goal lead to 1.8k. So this is the you know, thought out gameplay that Taipei Snipers really excel in. They don't really want to find kills. What they want to do is push you back, push you away from the lane, and then take the objectives. This is something that we have seen quite commonly being done by Taipei snipers, and they are going for the same exact plan.
Light going really aggressive against Oriel in the mid lane. Once again, he pops his ultimate right back on the, getting a lot of burst damage down to Light. Light didn't expect this, I don't think, as Rebenga jumps back to one of his shadows to get away from this one with wins. Chasing down from the jungle. Really close call on Oriel. I like the fact that he showed he's not afraid to use his ultimate death mark to jump back onto Light once he shows any sign of aggression against him.
Yeah, I felt like Light could have used that ultimate to really put on some pressure onto Oriel, but in a sense, it's quite difficult to narrow down to that ninja as well. So at least for him, he still has the ultimate backup to retreat back into lane, and but for at this point of time, he doesn't have any form of summoners. So Rebenga now looking for the fight in the bottom lane.
We do see Hatred jumps onto God JJ. Here comes Evelyn for the backstep onto God JJ. He's getting taken out solo. Solar Flare won't even connect with him because he gets taken out too fast. Aoi now the target with the boomerang blade picking up the kill. Last minute snipe coming in from Fear, and a good gang coming in from by Rebenga to that bottom lane.
So right now, IPT, what they really need to do is to capitalize on all these kills that they have picked up so far, but Taipei snipers really shoving out these waves aggressively to make sure that IPT cannot capitalize at all. So they are unable to grab the objectives, and that is a key perspective to control this heavy aggression team composition that Imperium Pro Team has drafted out.
We are going to see a 3-man push down on this bottom lane coming in from IPT after they picked up 2 kills in that bottom lane. You see Gragas is rotating around the back. He's actually going to engage onto Evelyn down on this bottom lane. They have to be a little bit careful because Leona is stuck between Gragas. He gets knocked back into close to his tower actually. This wind takes a lot of damage. Oh, JJ, one more auto attack will do it. He gets the auto attack off of his sniper rifle right there. And now Oriel jumps in with a shadow, forcing a flash out of Fear in that bottom lane. We do see Renekton at the same time takes a tower to the top lane as Light. He's trying to get a gank off into this interior. Crocodile Alligator's on the strap between the rock and the hard place. Now pops his dominance. Light's gonna dash away from this one. I don't think they even want to fight him. As you do see God JJ taking a lot of damage down in this bottom lane. Boomerang blade will not connect, but Rebenga picks up the kill regardless. Wind's gonna throw out the casket. Wow. Pops it with all that booze running around, and will be able to take off a kill.
Yep, so wins with some patient effort now, and now Light in the top lane.
The return gang coming in from Light, slice and dice the waves on the dust. We do see the dragon jumps in, Hero throws down the flames. Son is taken out incredibly low. He will get taken down by Light. Fantastic pickup for Imperium Pro Team up in the top lane.
Yeah, but that is one kill in the favor for IPT, trading that for a turret. And Oriel now will be happy with that trade. So for Taipei snipers, they will take it to a 3,000 gold lead at this point in time. And Imperium Pro Team, they are getting the fights they want, they are getting the kills. But is that going to be enough? Because they are only out by 2 kills and they are not grabbing any objectives for themselves at all. So Taipei snipers coming up ahead because of the global.
Light now getting taken down incredibly low. Death mark will not be enough to pick him up though.
Yeah, so for Imperium Pro Team, they have no response to this lineup that Taipei snipers. You know, we saw that 3-man push down the bomb lane, but Wins was just right around the corner to answer to that, and in the end, we saw Hatred go down the process. So Imperium Pro Team, I think they want to go for the hard engage now in the mid lane.
They may try and go for this fight here against the Azubu Taipei snipers. Rebenga is He's in a good position to engage on the Azubu Taipei snipers. Hero doesn't have his drag descent though, as Hatred will step over a trap, and O'Real will use his shadows to get out of that situation.
So Zonda in the top lane, he is in a position where he wants to shove up the lane as much as he can, so that they need to put Imperium Pro Team in a very uncomfortable position where they need to respond to that. So he needs to really split push, and there you go now, the engage in the mid lane. So Rebanga will choose to flash out of that one, and the explosive cast will bring him right back. And Zonda is right around the corner, he will get a slash in, and that's the kill for Zonda. Taipei Snipers turning on the returning fight with the counter aggression.
Fantastic pickup coming in from Azubu Taipei Snipers there. Good use of the casket to knock back Rebecca into the team. O'Real has been split pushing this entire time as well, so he'll be able to get a few. We'll be able to shove the minions into this bot lane inner turret as they pick up a mid lane and hit inner turret as well. O'Real trying to get a lot of damage down onto this. At the same time, Hero is split pushing the top lane, but Light, I don't think Light wants to battle out O'Real alone anymore. Not after what was happening in the mid lane. After that first kill Light picked up against O'Real, it completely changed from there. O'Real just turned his game plan around and has been completely dominating Light in those one-on-one duels afterwards.
So here now, trying as hard as he can to take out the top lane turret, and the movement for Taipei Snipers in the last team fight I thought was pretty brilliant movement, because what they did was send Zonda to split push up in the top lane, apply that shove, apply that pressure, and then the moment that they saw Hero returning in the top lane to try to respond to that, they immediately, sent Zonda back into the mid lane to go for that counter initiation, even though it was IPT that forced that team fight. So because of that now, and the map movements coming in now, we could possibly see that 5v4 in the Dragon Pit. Does look like IPT should be able to secure this dragon without much challenges. So they will take out the dragon. That will sort of bring them back in the game a bit, but here's the movement from Taipei Snipers. They want to go in for this one. Hatred is getting slowed down.
Ooh, has to flash out of that one there, but Zonda has been split pushing this entire time, and gotten some pretty decent damage up onto this top lane inner turret. You do see O'Real jumping in onto Fear. Spell Shield will stop the death bar, but that doesn't matter. O'Real's unstoppable trade barrier will be popped by Fear there as O'Real jumps back to his initial corner. Zonda wants to take on Rebecca in a 2-on-1 situation. That's a lot of damage down to Evelyn. Zonda will pick up the kill.
Yeah, I fought for O'Real there. That's pretty smart, he didn't want to really commit to that. He didn't know where the entire team for IPT was, and brilliant kill up in the top lane. Zonda really laying down damage onto Rebecca, and now Taipei Snipers laying on the hurt onto IPT now that Rebecca is not around to...
Here comes the hero to save us as God JJ takes a lot of damage from the solo flare. Awe in a lot of trouble now. He'll get taken now, but his plans will be enough to disengage for his team as Zonda will pick up a tower, an inner turret up in the top lane, and O'Real is still working on this bot lane inner turret.
Yeah, so Taipei Snipers, just like what we were mentioning, they are down by kills, but they're not concerned about it at all, because they are just taking turrets from all over the map. This is going to be the 6th turret of the game, and that would cascade their goal lead to 5,000. So they are just pretty much concerned with the global goal at this point in time. So Imperium Pro Team, they did have that dragon in their pockets, but they don't have map control at all. And it's pretty crucial for them to try to rob away the map control that Taipei Snipers laid down on them.
Gonna have to wait and see what the Azubu Taipei Snipers want to do next. They are 5,000 gold ahead of Imperium Pro Team right now. And that is an incredible gold lead for such an experienced team. Now Light's in a disadvantaged position. There goes the Death Mark into that body slam. Light's not getting out of this one alive. Death Mark will pop and take down.
Yeah, the Light just got switched off there. So.
Light just got switched off. Real jumps back to his Death Mark's initial location and will continue pushing this mid lane with the rest of the Azubu Taipei snipers. Actually, we have 3 of them pushing mid, 1 at the top lane and 1 shoving the bot lane.
Yep, so with the range that Caitlyn and Zyra have, they should be able to pick it up.
There goes Solo Flare fantastically onto God JJ's face, but the Zenith Blade will miss. Hero is not going to jump in with his Dragon Descent there. Not a good initiation coming in from Imperium Pro Team, as the Zenith Blade did miss there.
Yeah, I thought the Solar Flare was pretty good, but the follow-up just didn't come true for IPT, so Taipei Sniper still on the relentless shoving and pushing of the turret, and I feel like IPT will have to send Hero to answer to Zonda. And thus, I feel like with this wave, Taipei Snipers, would they choose to take it? No, they would choose to back off, just to buy some time away from themselves. They don't want to commit too much to this, and I feel like that's the right decision as well. So Imperium Pro Team, they kind of had a small slimmer of opportunity when the Solar Flare landed, but unfortunately the follow-up wasn't quite there yet, so they really need to coordinate their hard engage composition for it to work out to turn things around for the match against Taipei Snipers, because we have seen it before. I think HQ Esports Club did that pretty well when Cyclone Jokers pulled out their composition. You know, they coordinated their hard engage composition, and eventually that was what brought them back into the game. And IPT really needs to replicate those results.
Imagine how you must feel as Rebenga right now. He just got 2-on-1 by Zonda. Zonda wasn't even afraid of him. Took him down before Hero could do anything about it. And he's only at a 50 million score right now. 3-4-1. Going up against a 2-0-3 Jungle Gragas, who's building a ton of ability power with 120 minions right now. That is an incredible disadvantage to be in a position such as Rebenga on a carry jungler like Eve.
Yeah, I also think that it's also because of the fact that you know, when you're building that AD on Eve, you don't have that extra percentage health shield when you go for the Agnes Embrace. That makes you pretty vulnerable. So in that sense, when you have this AD Eve, you're great at zoning out carries, you're great at busting them down, but you don't have that protective mechanism to make sure that you can go up against a very tanky top laner that Renekton is.
Azubu Taipei Snipers are continually implementing this split push strategy. They're putting two of their best disengaged champions in the mid lane, along with God JJ, who has that superior range above anybody else in this game, and then allowing Oriel, who nobody I think can one-on-one him right now, and Zonda, for us to think that nobody can take on one-on-one to split push the top and bottom lanes. But now Azubu Taipei Sniper is going to go for a cheeky Baron right now. Light's going to battle Oriel back in the bottom lane. Oriel's actually taken down really low. He might get taken down in this bottom lane. Oh, there we go. Gets the kill. Will he have enough lifesteal to stay alive? He does. Now we have a fight coming in. Zonda's going to jump in onto Rebecca. Nice ultimate used by Zari there. God JJ is going to go down the Hero though. This is a good fight for Imperium Pro Team so far. Hero's going to go back in onto wins. He is an ability power jungler, so he's going to get taken down incredibly low. Rebenga now going to fancy his chances past the hate spikes, but now Rebenga in the tough spot as Zonda's putting down the hurt onto him. Zyra will not have enough photosynthesis and will throw that last auto attack off to pick up the kill.
away with the last auto attack to pick up the kill. So overall, a 3-for-4 exchange. And Line now joins the fray. Not gonna find Taipei Snipers. He's very set-driven, but overall 3-for-4 exchange. And once again, Taipei Snipers, and I think Zonda did a great job to zone out the entire lineup for IPT there, because it was in a very bad position for Taipei Snipers to pick the fight, but eventually, because of the raw strength that Zonda has and the itemization as well, you know, he has that Revenant's Hydra together with the Sunfire Cape, and you just stack that up with the Dominus. It's a very painful top laner to deal with, and because of that, Taipei Snipers still managed to come out on top.
Well played to Light as well from Imperium Pro Team. Able to duel Oreo again in a one-on-one situation and live with a sliver of health. Use his lifesteal really efficiently to survive by auto-attacking the minion wave after the fight against Zed.
Yeah, I also think that it's because of the fact of the itemization choices. For right now, he has a lot of raw damage. He has the Bloodthirsters as well as the Brutalizer. You know, you compare that to Oriel, he has the Blade of the Ruin King and the Yomu's Gold Split. So, together with the Boots of Mobility. So what I feel like Oriel is primarily trying to do here is to go for the split pushing, and once your opponent comes down to you, use that Yomu's Gold Split, use that Blade of the Ruin King to disengage, and then come back again once you see them.
Is he gonna jump in onto Light here? He does. He pops the Yomu's Gold Split with an extra move speed. Deathmark is on Light. A lot of damage down to Light actually. He's just gonna jump back to his initial location and say thank you very much. Have a nice day.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Goodbye, Mr. Light. Lights off. We do see the Solar Fed will jump in onto God JJ. When he gets to slow down now, Fear pops down that boomerang blade, gets a lot of damage onto Caitlyn, but still, Oriel is pushing this bottom lane. There comes the casket. Rebecca is absolutely destroyed there. Coming in from the Azubu Taipei Snipers. Good turnaround from their team.
And Taipei Snipers, I don't think they will look to stop here with the range from God JJ.
Fear taking a lot of damage. Peacemaker will only connect with Hatred's face there, but Zonda still, he's just been consistently split pushing this lane. He's gonna actually jump in onto Fear, gets the stun down, a lot of damage down onto Fear as well. Zenithblade will probably come in and lock down Zonda for a while, but Hatred and Fear don't even want to take him on 2-on-1. This tower in the mid lane will definitely go down, as we do see Hero trying to be a hero and zoning off the rest of the Azubu Taipei Snipers, but the tower is down. Good snare coming in onto Shyvana there, because they will lock her down and get a little bit of damage. Now Light trying to jump in into 5 members of Azubu Taipei Snipers. Light's getting taken down instantly. Heroes in the back line of Azubu Taipei Snipers. God JJ in a really bad position. He'll get taken down through the burnout. Now Awe and Wiz have to be really careful. Good boomerang blade will hit both procs onto the plant there. As Wiz now in a lot of trouble. Has to body slam away. Can't even body slam away. That hate spice will be enough. Imperium Pro Team turns this around in a 2-on-3 trade.
Yeah, I think given the fact that they are down by close to 10,000 gold, this is the trade that they will take anytime, and Oriel there, it was pretty much a 3-way split push for Taipei Snipers, so eventually they did manage to get the mid lane inhibitor turret down, but you know, they paid for it. They had to kind of sacrifice the lives, and I think this is a window of opportunity for IPT to at least take down their second turret in the game, but Zonda is just right around the corner. He's going to be that guardian in the mid lane to make sure that IPT can't really capitalize on that small advantage that they have just built up for themselves. So in a sense, Taipei Snipers really making full use of all the
death mark to Fear. Hero is trying to do as much damage as he can, but Fear pops that death mark. The ignite will not be enough. He lights off with auto attack onto Zonda. Boomerang blade doing a lot of damage damage. Hero's getting taken out solo. Good exhaust on the Zonda to keep Hero alive. Rebecca's jumping back into the fight. Hatred, the support is trying to duel him out. Good solo flare on the Zonda. Boomerang blade for the start. Imperium Pro Team coordinating this fight so well with the wind splash to become the kill to Awe as well. IPT, almost 10,000 gold behind, are slowly trying to catch up to Azubu Taipei snipers in this game. Whoa! There's an ace in the hole onto Rebecca, will not connect. Set his hatred. Ooh, that will be a nice casting coming out. Hey Rebecca, don't step on that trap.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's not a good idea to step on that trap there, but we saw. Oh my goodness, Nomicon putting down the what looked like the Ignite debuff. It's actually just a healing debuff that comes from Nomicon, so it didn't look like Hatred was going to go down there, but almost sniped out from wins. Fantastic team fight coordination coming in from Imperium Pro Team, but still, Renekton has proved to be incredibly tough for Imperium Pro Team to deal with, especially because their team is full of physical damage. Renekton's just stacking a ton of armor, and with Evelyn going for that AD build as well, it's very hard to take him down.
Yeah, and for Taipei snipers, they really need to play the cards right. I think they were a bit too impatient. That's why they were going in one by one, and just like what you mentioned, beautiful play from IPT, just coordinate the team fights and splitting up the aggression and the damage on their own end. This is why they were able to come back. So they are ahead in terms of goal count, in terms of kill counts. But Taipei snipers, they still have a whole load of map advantage. They have all the vision in IPT's jungles to make those picks happen.
I don't like this chain vest coming from Sivir. He really needs to get his last whisper as soon as possible, especially with an all AD team comp of Imperium Pro Team. Hatred's going really aggressive. Pops the solo for God. JJ Rebecca's getting coming here. Good set to play. The cleanse will stop the stun. God JJ taking out so low, but Hatred will go down first. God JJ will get taken down eventually. Now they're jumping in onto Zonda, but they have no armor shred to take down this huge tank. Oh, Rio getting taken down incredibly low. Boomerang Blade will deal a ton of damage to him. Fear in a good position. Zonda now the next target for Fear. He does have that Guardian Angel available. We do only have Winds and Zonda left for Azubu Taipei snipers there as Fear steps on the trap, which will stop him from advancing. Good team fight coming out from Imperium Pro Team.
Yeah, this is great for IPT because despite the fact that they are down, they are slowly clawing back. They have closed the goal gap now to about 7,000, 8,000 maybe. But if they can still win team fights, then Taipei snipers, they need to take a step back to look at what they're doing. And yeah, IPT is gonna capitalize now.
And this is why I don't like the Guardian's Angel pickup on Sivir right now, because somebody needs to deal with Zonda. They can't take him down in any fight. And Zonda's been the one that has been giving IPT the most problems. The only armor penetration that we have right now is the Brutalizer on Ribbon, and he will now head back to base and pick up his last Whisper. But until Fear can pick up that last Whisper, it's going to be very hard for him to position himself in fights unless the Azubu Taipei snipers keep splitting themselves up like this and chasing down individual targets, allowing Fear to be in a relatively safe position no matter where he is.
Yeah, I also feel like Taipei snipers, they really need to take into consideration the pill for the backline, because for God JJ, he had that cleanse, but with both Hero and Hatred just collapsing onto him, it's gonna be quite difficult for him to move out of the way, and I think that's something that they have to take into account as well. But overall, IPT doing a great job to come back into this one. They still have that fighting spirit, they still have all this sort of coordination to make sure that they are able to come back into this game.
Imperium Pro Team as well have been spot on with their initiations. That last fight was a solar flare into Rebecca's ult, into Hero using the Dragon's Descent. There goes another solar flare. We'll hit in onto Awe. Awe's getting taken down incredibly low. So is Oriel right now. But Light's gonna jump into the back line. God JJ is getting destroyed as Hatred gets taken down. Hero is destroying the rest of the members of Azubu Taipei Snipers. Oh, Real is taking it down incredibly low, as well as Hero's trying to chase in onto it. But Benga's trying to get his last hate spikes up, but there we go. Fear got taken down, so double kill for River, but still, Imperium Pro Team are going to lose this fight.
Yeah, the key difference in this fight and the last one was that Fear was the focus for Taipei Snipers this time around, so you don't have that marksman to deal damage, and because of the items advantage, Taipei Snipers are coming on top of this one. So overall, it's a 2 for 4 fit. They will take down the mid lane inhibitor as well. So the doors to victory are open for the Snipers. They need to close out the game before IPT manages to get the items to come back with the team fight.
And that is why I really think that Fear needs to get his last twister as soon as possible. In that fight, he was trying desperately to get into a position to hit God JJ or Real wins or Awe instead of avoiding Zonda. But Zonda was able to destroy him in that fight as well. And we saw now Wins in a little bit of trouble, but he does have Zonda in the background coming in. Rebeca's gonna knock back into that Dragon Pit. Uses W to negate the slow coming in from Wins body slam though. We'll get out there safely, but still, Azubu Taipei Snipers will pick up that Dragon for free.
Yeah, this is such an intense game, especially for Taipei Snipers. They are out by 10,000 gold at this point of time, but you have to remember, like what we saw in the team fights, it's not easy. Those are not easy team fights for them to win, so they have to really watch their positions, especially for God JJ. He has been focused down way too much from IPT to deal even any damage at all. And for Zonda, at least he's carrying the teams on his shoulders because he has all the items that he needs to brawl in this team fight.
They really need to start locking down Oriel as well. Oriel hasn't been causing too many problems in the previous fight until the last one. He's been taken down to an incredibly low amount of health, but lives, which is a sliver of health as Azubu Taipei Snipers once again going for a really sneaky Baron. Imperium Pro Team have no idea what is happening.
So are we gonna see the contest for Imperium Pro Team?
Hero can't even get close enough to try and stop this one. They will pick up the Baron here. Zonda now gonna run aggressively at the Dragon. It's not on a trap! Hero gets stunned! Here comes the damage on the Dragon who jumps over the wall, but Zonda will be closing in. Ace in the hole will not be able. Now the Imperium Pro Team is in a lot of trouble. Hatred gets knocked back into the team. Rebecca is also going to get into a lot of hurt here as we see Oriel deal a lot of damage to him, slicing him all open. So now Azubu Taipei Snipers capitalize on this. They should be able to finish the game here without a problem.
Well, Hero found a cupcake trap,
I think a lot of members of Imperium Pro Team have found a cupcake track today, especially Rebecca and Hero there.
Yep.
So Fear's gone. That is going to be the death mark popping in the base. Actually, you know, he lives with a sliver of health. Not even going to matter. God changing gets taken down by Light, though. Sliver of hope coming in from Imperium Pro Team as he just runs in to the members of Azubu Taipei Snipers. Get locked up and will get taken down. This will be the Nexus exploding for Azubu Taipei Snipers. They will pick up this this game against Imperium Pro Team in the second game of the night.
So Imperium Pro Team, they will not find the victory here tonight, and Taipei Snipers building on to their advantage once more. And I have to say, you know, despite the